Yeah. All right. Okay. How are you?
So Kimberly is going today with her agent. Her agent is Bridget
There's a reason for that.
from North Castle.
They really just, especially with the shirt you have on. The blue.
Folks, we'll get started here in just 1 minute. There are folks still coming in here. So I'm just watching my clock. I'll start at about 2 minutes after. I'm going to pause the recording for just a second here. Ta-da! Hey guys, I do not have much of a voice today. I can blame my OAs on this. They'll have fun coming around that corner now. Just watch. Look at, see Cat. She's like, what? I caught their lovely cold and it decided to settle in my throat today. So I'm feeling fine. I just don't have much of a voice. So we'll see. It's a very long day. Our top producer event is tonight, so I get to speak now and in several hours again. So glad you're all here. It is March 10th, and we are ready for our office meeting here. Oops, it's gonna move. There we go. We always start with our anniversaries. Don't we start with our birthdays? We missed the screen. There we go. I was like, wait, what happened? Okay, so does anybody have a March birthday here? Happy birthday. Yay, happy birthday. So we've got a few of you. So yeah, it's a fun month with lots of birthdays and anniversaries here. Look at that, Manny Valenti, 16 years. That is awesome. So quite a few, and some of you that have been here a year, welcome for finishing a year with us. Congrats. Okay, so our $1 Million Club here, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I do not have my cheat sheet to tell you where we were last month. I forgot to print it last night. But if I remember correctly, we had about 77 lives touched last month, 95 this month. We're at 108 million in February, folks. That is a great number. And if I remember correctly, we were in the 90s million last month. So we went up, I think, about $10 million in the month. So that is all good. We want to be going up January, February, March, right? That's what we want to see. So congratulations to those of you that hit $1 million last month. I know that's sometimes a tough road to battle at the very beginning of the year. We welcomed 4 new agents last month. So are any of you here, the new agents, this that just joined us? Hopefully they're online. So try to make sure they know about the office meeting and can connect with you guys. And just a reminder, you know, some of those came to us from you guys. If you bring 3 agents, you get a year free with no monthly dues. So that's pretty cool. And they stack up. So if you do one now, do one in 10 months, that's okay too. They'll add up. We'll get you to the 3 and give you that year free. I'm jumping right to you, girl. So we've got Cece here. If some of you don't know Cece, she used to be with our Scottsdale, Scottsdale office. No, you got to come over here because there are people online listening. So you do. And here, I can move this. Here, I'm going to move this out of the way. This is just so you know that you're on the screen. Because you're taller than me. If you need to move that, you can. Or stand back a little bit.
Arrow keys to hit slide.
Yes.
Perfect.
I did not do it here.
It's okay.
No, I just tilt this back. There you go. I did not put the video on, so I have your slides.
Perfect. Good morning, everybody. My name is CC. I am with Muscular Moving Men in Storage. The muscles will come. I promise they're loading. So we are a local and long distance moving company. We service everywhere for anything you need. One thing I really like to point out about us is we are an independent moving company, which is kind of hard to come by nowadays. And what that means is we do everything. So it is our mover athletes moving your clients, and it is our trucks moving your clients. We're not selling your move to another broker. We're not, trading off. We're not hiring random people to move your client stuff. It is all our mover athletes. They are trained. They go through a really intense 2-week training before they're even allowed on a truck. So they know how to pack, they know how to protect your stuff, and they know how to act, which is very, very important because boys, sometimes they get a little rowdy, they get a little crazy. Ours, they're professional, they're trained, they're background checked and drug tested. So, nothing funky is going on behind the scenes. And we're independent. So your stuff's not going to get lost. It's not going to get hijacked, as I've heard is a term in the moving world. We're not going to hold your client stuff hostage. Whatever we say, we're going to charge them, especially for long distance moves. I don't know if y'all do that too often here, but for any long distance move, we offer a binding estimate. So whatever we quote your client, no way that we can charge up from that. If anything, a lot of the times we actually get the price lower than what we quote out. We'd rather overquote you and then give you a little bit of money off at the end than charge you more, right? So another fun thing I like to point out, I keep forgetting there's a camera I have to talk to. I'm so sorry, everybody. Here's the flyer I'm holding. So if you guys have any moving services, any moving needs, or even any questions, regardless if you end up using Muscular or not, this is my cell phone information on the phone or on the flyer. Give me a call if you have any questions. I don't care if you're using us. I don't care if you're using another company. My goal is to just educate, make sure your clients are taken care of and that your reputation's protected. That's mainly what I'm here for. I don't do the actual quoting. For that, you'll contact me and I'll get you in contact with a sales rep. Same day quoting. We can do on-site or virtual estimates. And one more fun thing. Oh, I forgot I had a slideshow.
I was just saying, you got all the stuff on slides.
Sorry, normally I've got the thing going for me. So we're a local independent moving company. We were founded in 2008 and we've completed over 30,000 moves, 100 long distance moves every month. And then all of our services, not only oh my goodness, not only do we move, we do storage as well in kind of a non-traditional way. We like to make it a full white glove VIP service for you and your clients. So for storage, what that means is we actually have storage vaults. So rather than your client loading everything up, taking it to a storage center, unloading it themselves, we will bring a vault to your client's house and the movers will load it up. So they'll pack it, they'll wrap it, they'll make sure it's protected, and then they'll store it at our warehouse, climate controlled, security patrolled. Literally your client has to do nothing. It's really, really nice. Senior moves is another thing we focus on. This is kind of a chart for the different types of moving companies. So you've got your independent, your van line, your broker, and your self-move. I can also send this graphic out to anybody that needs it, but kind of more for a long distance move. And kind of all the benefits of using Muscular Moving Men. So direct carrier, accurate estimates, dedicated move coordinators. Anytime you or your client call in, you're talking to the same person every time. Never going to be an AI robot. It's never going to be someone that you can't understand. There are 4, now 5 salesmen. Those are the only ones you're talking to. Same person every single time, and they are based out of Phoenix, Arizona. And these are some partnership benefits. So one I really like to point out is the free packing starter kit. It is about yay big. It's 2 small, medium, large boxes, packing paper and packing tape, and it is totally free to you guys. Just ask me. I love using them as for a listing presentation. You show up, hey, obviously you're moving soon. Here's a little packing starter kit to get you started. Just kind of an extra gesture of faith and I'm here for you and all that fun stuff. And as many as you guys need, I kind of take advantage of it. Even if it's just your own personal use, let me know. I'll get you guys some boxes.
Declutter them.
Speaking of declutter, we've got a really great declutter promo going on right now. So for $250, we will send 2 of our mover athletes, one of our storage vaults to your client's property. They will load up as much as they can and store it in our warehouse for as long as they need. And it's just that $250 flat fee. So we like to use this for listings. Sometimes you take a listing and it's a little busy inside.
Nice words, Cece.
They've got quite a bit of stuff in there. So if it's just too much to look at where people can't really look at the bones of the house and really see the potential of it, that's when I like to offer the declutter promo. $250. You can get as many as you need. So if you need 4 storage vaults to kind of take all the stuff out of that house, you can get 4 storage vaults. It is $250 per vault, but again, there is no timeline onto how long they can store it in our warehouse for. I think that is all my rambling.
A month or?
No, it's just a $250 flat fee. Yes.
These are two questions. One, do you warranty your work? Meaning if you break something and when it comes up, are you going to warranty making sure it has to be replaced or repaired or whatever?
Yes, so we do have a coverage plan. We've got different tiers, just kind of depending on what the client is most comfortable with. Obviously, the most expensive one is going to be a little bit more expensive, but your client's stuff can get insured. We have an insurance for it.
So the second question is, if they need to have their stuff go to your storage, how much are they paying for it? Not these little things you're talking about right now, the 250 thing. If they have to take a pod or whatever you call them, container to your storage thing, what do you charge for that?
It depends on how many storage vaults they're getting and where it's coming from. It's kind of priced first, like based on destination. I do believe we have a monthly $75 fee, and then there is, depending on destination of where it's coming from, like an input fee and an output fee. So that is just kind of depending on location.
And you get that from the salespeople when you talk to them?
Yes. Yes.
What's the size of the vault for the 250?
It is a 5x7x7, pretty big. It's usually enough to fit about 1 bedroom's worth of furniture in it. Did you have a question?
Can they access it while it's in your storage?
Yes, so they have to give us at least 2 days in advance just because it is a vaulted storage. So theirs might be at the top of like 2 others or kind of in the back. So as long as they give us 2 days in advance, we can get it down. That way they can access it and then we can pull it right back up. Any other questions? Awesome.
You can thank Cece for our bagel this morning, and she's gonna stick around.
Thank you, guys. I think that was my last. Okay,
There
sorry.
was.
didn't mean to-
No, it was perfect. No, that's perfect. Well, I wanted to make sure your contact information was on that last slide, so that was good. All right, so I don't have my little cheat sheet, but we're gonna go through this. February. How many of you have looked at your February market stats that you received? 2 of you, 3 of you. All right. You don't look at the market stats?
I think I looked at it.
Oh.
I just didn't share it.
No, I didn't mean that. Just looking at it, because this comes into you every month. Leah Kramer does this out of our Goodyear office and puts these numbers together. So we have the new format that they created, went to last month. So what you will see, everything in the middle there is up, except for days on market which went down. Okay. So active listings went up by where is active? There 693. I'm going from the bottom, kind of confusing the new order here. So active listings went up 693. Not a big number, actually, if you think about that. What that really tells me is a lot of people waited to put their homes on the market till January. January was the big push. If you remember last month, we had a huge jump in listings. So February, we didn't take as quite of a big jump. People got their homes on the market that they wanted for this kind of winter, right? For the season. There'll still be stuff coming on, but the big push was January. So then the cool part is 660 more went under contract, but here's the best. 1,000 more were sold in February than in January. That's good news, folks. That's what we want to see. Okay. And yes, the active listings overall are 25,000. Please remember that is everywhere in ARMLS, right? So if I go to my cheat sheet that I look at all of this, right? If you go over to the left-hand side, you'll see that it's showing, Maricopa County active is at 18,000, not 25, but 18. Right? Huge. Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, that's right. Is up 18,000. So then the single family active, when you switch that to just single family, because this is including manufactured homes, mobile homes, just townhomes, everything, right? So when you go to the single family, we're at 13,651 versus that 25,000 over here, right? And that's Maricopa County. Total difference. That's why I zoom in so you guys can see what's happening right here. Okay. It was, the actives were up only 8. That's not really much of a shift there, right? So UCB, CCBS and pending went up 29.69 from last month. That's great, right? Coming soon was down. Don't really care about coming soon because some people are using it, some are not. Still getting the concerned emails this morning. Wait, can I do coming soon? What happens with that? We still haven't figured out what Zillow's doing. As far as I know, they are pulling our data in coming soon status. The trick is, in order to see it on Zillow, if you are a Zillow agent, you have to log in. If you're not an agent, you're a consumer, you have to sign in. And then you get to see the realtor coming soon stuff. I'm like, I don't know why they're even getting our coming soon, but apparently they are. Sold last month was only up 9 in our direct area. Okay, so not as much. I would have liked to have seen that number up higher. Active listings, you know, these numbers have been pretty consistent. You can see that the highest up is the UCB, CCBS, and pending at 107 in this 10-mile radius. Not bad. This, again, we're going back to those big numbers that cover everything, but what we love to see is this 25,739 is almost 700 more than last month, and it is almost 1,000 more than a year ago in February. That is good news. We want to see, I'm sorry, the active listings, we don't want to see that, sorry, but not surprising, right? It's this next one with stop moving. Oh. Okay, closed sales. This is where we want to see. 5870 is 1,000 more than last month and 100 more than last year. But that 1,000 more is awesome to see, right? Pending, this is amazing. You guys have been busy. Somebody's been busy. And I've been seeing a bunch of commission instructions. So 7464 is about 600 more than last month and 800 more than last year in February. So all positive signs that activity is happening. Even though we've got that large number of listings, things are moving. They're not just sitting there, right? And by the way, that's very funny. This has been the same. I need to ask her, this has been the same thing, but think about it. It hasn't really changed, right? With the exception of luxury, home values have started to decline just a little bit. Sellers are negotiating because they want to get their properties moved, right? You're seeing new listings come on, and if they're in pristine condition, they're going, and if they're not, what are they doing? They're sitting, right? You guys have this report, by the way, so you have all of that.
No, now we have it.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully you have it on your phone and your email. Okay, so let's I break this out. Do you guys know why we look at this 1004 MC? Do you understand that this is showing the progression of where things are moving? So if you look at the 7 to 12, I'm sorry, 7 to 12 months, 4 to 6 months, and the current to 3 months. If you look at how these are comparing across here, you can see, did we go up? Did we go down? What is the progression? Appraisers used to use this. I don't know if they're still, I need to ask an appraiser if they're still using this. This was what they would use to say, is the market increasing? Is it decreasing, or is it flat? Right? Why is that important to you as a realtor? Why do you need to know whether the market is going up, down, or flat right now? For pricing, right? And to explain to your client, you know, when the client says, I'd like to list for $50,000 more, because, you know, I won't know if I can get it if I don't list it for that. Well, actually we do. Because if the market is decreasing and you list for this, and the market is down here, you list for this and the market's declining, where are you going to go? You're going to have to go a steep down, right? And so this is why you can pull this report. This is in your MLS. I'm just using ARMLS, right? This is a standard report you do on the CMA. It's a little box that says Fannie Mae 1004 MC, and you click that box and it'll give you that comparison. You look a year back, right? So what we can look at is last month, which is up here, right? So the pricing for The sales price, all of these increased. Sales price increased to 510, but it was only up $5,000, right? List price increased by $6,000. I mean, these are not huge shifts, folks. That's good. That's stable. We're not seeing a $50,000 increase like we did the other month, right? So housing supply, oh, let's see, 0.15% of a month. So it went to 4.28 months. How many were in real estate when we took our listings knowing that we were going to be on the market for 6 months? Mark, you got to raise your hand back there. I know you've been there in that market, right? 4 months. This is not a harsh market, but you need to set the right expectations with your sellers, because if they think they're selling in 2 days or a week, it may not be true. So look at your specifics for your area. Again, I give you the comparison. You can kind of look. If you look at this number, 505, 509, 505, 505, 501, pretty stable in terms of that sales price number. So
This is on the, I've just looked at the last appraisal.
The-
Conditions addendum.
and it does say the 1004.
Yeah, and it gives a overall trend of increasing, stable, or declining for each line, each category.
Yep. So your appraisers still use that. You have access to it, folks. That's why I bring it every month, is to show it to you. That's what they're looking at. So just again, to look at those single family, I showed you this before. These are the single family. Look, everything is up except for coming soon. So yes, the listings are up, but you know, you've got a bunch of the actives are up again, but not by much. And the best part is the solds are up. Again, it's $733 up. So the dollars. Okay, I'm gonna move past that. I'm not sure. Okay. Looking at my screen going, wait, I usually have a cheat sheet that I can look at. Okay, so the 10-mile radius, this is just a repeat so we can show you the 1004 for this area, right? So the single family home median sales price increased to 730. It was a $19,000 jump, but the median list price stayed at 950, right? This is the median list price. That is because we cover Paradise Valley all the way, you know, to the north and to the west, and we're all over the place, right? But we have that huge chunk of Paradise Valley, so those numbers are always going to be on a median list price higher, right? And again, the housing supply did not increase very much, just a smidge. So that's good news. We want to see that at this time of year. We want things to be moving right now. So 10-mile radius, again, this is that projection, right? Pretty stable. So keep that in mind when you're taking listings, or better yet, look at that particular neighborhood and look what that neighborhood is doing in its overall trends. So how many of you know what FinCEN is? The flyers are sitting there. How many of you have heard about FinCEN? How many of you work with cash buyers? How many of you need to know what FinCEN is? Everybody. Now, is it a real estate? Is it a Department of Real Estate issue? No, who is governing FinCEN? U.S. Treasury, right? Guess what? You need to set those expectations and make sure your buyers know this up front. And if you're a listing agent with a cash buyer, you might mention to the other agent, especially if it is an LLC or a trust, is your buyer aware of the FinCEN regulations? You don't need to do anything other than that. But just in case that other agent knows nothing about it, you might throw that out, because your deal could blow up if they don't answer the questions properly. Does anybody know the reason for FinCEN? What is it trying to stop? Money laundering, right? So the other thing that I didn't realize until I kind of looked into this is private financing. So what is that? What do we do a lot of? Hard money loans. Guess what? That is subject to FinCEN. So those buyers, and gee, how funny, is it easy to get those buyers to answer questions? No, I got money. Don't worry about it. I got it covered. I got this guy, right? How many times with hard money? I got this guy. We're covered. We're good. Guess what? That buyer is the one that has to answer these questions. Now, how many times did they not want to answer questions? All the time, right? So if you've not taken a Zoom, we'll find out when the next Zoom is. Rock Title's done a couple. I can tell you that Rock Title has hired a third party to manage these so that Art and Rebecca and the staff up there are not the ones dealing with this. But it's our job as agents to make sure that our clients know this is coming. You do not want your client that has a trust to be like, what do you mean? Wait, why am I having to answer 150 questions? Well, I don't know this information. Like, why are they, you don't want them to get derailed, right? So please take the time to make sure they know about it. We've got flyers here. Add some flyers to your packets when you go meet with buyers, especially if they say they're in a trust or, oh, don't worry, we're buying this through my LLC. How many bets a bunch of those LLCs are all of a sudden going to become individuals? Right? How many times do we have individuals jumping to LLCs? Guess what? They are not going to be able to say at the last minute, oh, don't worry, I'm just buying this under my LLC. That whole thing is going to stop, right? It's going to stop dead in its tracks. How many times do I get contracts in that have said, oh, buyer is now blah, 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 LLC. Okay, guess what? Title's going to stop you in your tracks. Don't let your buyers do that. Make sure they're aware of this stuff, okay? It's really going to be important. Yes. Started March 1st.
No, I know that, but how soon is title providing the information to the parties in the contract?
It should be within the first of the open.
Within a first, the question for those online is how soon will title be asking the questions to the clients? And it should be with the opening packet that they'll be emailed the information to the third party. One of the reasons I was told that Rock Title went to a third party, and I would be talking to your title company if you're not using Rock, ask how they're handling this. Rock chose to go to a third party for a very, very important reason. Some title companies are doing this old school with pen and paper, and they have to fill out 150 or 60 questions. The third party has a software system that says if they say trust, it limits it to the trust questions. If it's an LLC, it shifts to the LLC questions. If it is done on paper, they have to answer every question, right? And you can imagine if you make a mistake or jump over something, they're going to have to come back and get you to fill in those blanks that you didn't fill out. It's a Treasury Department thing. So that is why Rock Title went to a third party. Please check with your title companies. If you're not using Rock, how are they handling FinCEN? Okay, because it is going to make a difference on how your clients process through this.
Deal.
No, it's every cash deal if you are a trust, an LLC, a contract for deed arrangement, I guess, or private financing. It's a LLC, a business entity, okay? If it is an individual, it is not, okay? So if I'm buying something with cash, I'm fine. It's under something else. That makes sense?
Buy and transfer.
Does it apply to sellers?
But the transfer is going to have to do all of it. Yeah, because you're transferring it. Whoever it's transferring for is going to have to answer all those questions. What was that?
Does it have to do with seller financing then too?
I don't know. Do you know? Okay, we don't know. We'll find out. Get that answer for you. All right. I'm going to put Melissa Gasper on the spot here in just a second. So we're starting our 100 Days to Greatness. This is through Buffini and Company. This afternoon starts at 12:30. We're working with Rock Title. We're going to be up in their training center. Thank you very much, Rock, for helping us with that. You can still sign up to do it today. You won't have your packet, but we will get you this stuff. I guess they'll get an electronic link
By the way,
right away. And then your packet will arrive in the mail probably next week.
can I make that?
Okay, so, but you are welcome to join us. Melissa Gasper is here. She's one of our top producers. I'm going to force you to come up here. She said she'd give just a little bit of information, because Melissa has been doing Buffini for
I
10.
think it's been like 8 or 9 years, actually, something like that.
Okay, so,
I've been a realtor for 10 years.
okay,
Yes. Okay, so I thought about this ahead of time. This
Okay.
Melissa asked me. So I want you guys to finish 2 sentences for me. People become a realtor because they love houses and they love people. Yes. And people also might say, I became a realtor because I love to make cold. Oh, they don't say that, do they?
no.
Buffini is all based on relationships and people. And so there's a book and a movie called Acres of Diamonds. Have you guys heard of that? It's by Russell Conwell. He actually invented or started Temple University in Pennsylvania. But he wrote Acres of Diamonds, and it's like a parable story, quick, easy, short read, or a movie if you're like me. And it's about a farmer who wanted to become rich and successful. And so he sold his acres and went to find fortune. Well, the person he sold it to found diamonds buried all over. So that kind of explains what Brian Buffini is all about with coaching. It's not like cold calls or lead purchase. It's about the diamonds being like already right under your feet. So it's just using the relationships you have, your past clients. You could, if you're new, like call every single person in your phone. So it's all about just like finding a need and filling a need and actually loving people, like you said you liked when you got into real estate. So if you got into real estate because you love houses and you love people, then this 100 Days to Greatness will be a great introduction to the Buffini system and creating relationships.
Okay, so I'm gonna put her on the spot for just a second. You keep looking at the lovely camera. So Melissa stopped in my office yesterday and said, I got another one.
Oh, yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
So, and what it was is she had just, you can reconnected,
Yeah.
went to dinner with a past client, making sure she was staying,
Yeah.
top of mind, and just had a great dinner. Nope, it wasn't a sales pitch. It was a fun evening out.
Yeah, just
And
checking
what
in.
happened the next day?
The next day, her daughter called me and said, hey, I have a friend who wants to buy an old town, like an Airbnb, and she lives in West Virginia or something like that. So that's what the whole Buffini system is. Like, you really can't tell. Like, I don't think really, either probably if you buy leads and like really track them. And, I've heard so many people at real estate conferences that are like, oh, I buy this many leads and I make this many calls. And if somebody says, F you, click, I'm like, thanks for 78 cents. Because they know it takes so many calls to get to their one deal. But why go through all of that when you could just be having dinner with somebody you already know or that? So you don't really know like where the lead always comes from. Like, was it my monthly mailer? Was it because I sent them a card? Was it because I did a pop-by and gave them a little gift? No, it's probably just all of that together. So it's like calls, notes, pop-bys, and client events, and then just loving on people. So that's
Thank you.
Yes, I brought a little, I brought 2 samples of the pop-bys in case you were wondering what they are. This is like a little pop-by we gave away for Valentine's Day. And it just says like on all the Brian Buffini pop-bys at the bottom, it says, oh, by the way, never too busy for your referrals. So you just put whatever together. And then this is something Kyle and I just make for all of our open houses. And it says, your serial realtors, we're killing it for you.
Can I just show these online?
Yeah, but those are like the little Popeye things you can keep in your car if they're not chocolate.
Well, this time of year, well, no, yeah, this last month,
today
couldn't do it.
is-
Today and tomorrow, right? So, and yes, as a part of joining, you will get Popeyes regularly, as a part of the 100 Days to Greatness. But I just wanted you to hear from an agent in this office that has been doing Buffini for years. And again, she's a top producer year over year over year. That means she's exceeding at least 5 million in dollars in sales volume. And it's been consistent. And she puts her team through it, exactly. And just to give you an idea, I did get word out of Florida for those that want to know that this is working here and now, not just with somebody that's been doing it for a long time. 50 agents out of one of our Florida offices started this now. It'll be 6 weeks ago, but a week and a half ago, we got the results of their 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, 50 agents, they had 49 listing contracts, and I think it was 75 or 77 properties under contract, okay, in 4 weeks, right? 50 people. Now, does that mean that each person has a listing and a purchase? Probably not, right? But who has been doing the consistent work for that 4 weeks? And the more you do it and the more you stay on top of it, the more you will see the results. And as an example, Melissa had a little downtime the other day and she walked by with 4 postcards. She'd just done some birthday cards and threw them in the mail to go out. So it's consistency. For new agents, I'm recommending it because it gives you a path to travel on. I think that's the hardest thing as a new agent is knowing what step to take next. But if you're an experienced agent and just are feeling like you don't have that focus, it will guide you back to having focus. Do you need to stay in it for 6 years if you don't want to? No. But you can, it's your choice, but give yourself 100 days. What is it? 21 days to change, your habit. 100 days, if you do it, you're going to move forward and have new patterns to go through. Somebody.
You're new or
No.
you still wake up unemployed every day, right? And you need to know how to get to work, like what.
Right.
Literally no one cares if I watch Netflix all day.
Right. That is a really good point.
Except me, I have to get.
Yes. So Melissa says, it doesn't matter whether you're new to this or not. Literally, you start every day unemployed. What are you doing that day? And you're the boss. And so oftentimes that's a really hard transition for new agents in this industry that have come from another industry where they're used to having somebody tell them, this is what you need to do today. Take care of this. That's up to you. And this program gives you that path to at least get you up and off the ground and give you some consistent tools. Somebody online unmuted. Was there something you had a question online?
Hi, Melissa. Yeah, Zoe, I was wondering if any of this would ever be offered over Zoom in the
So
future.
you can do Buffini over Zoom, but not ours.
Okay.
So we can check to see if we can get you the discount because you get $100 discount doing ours, but I don't know if that will allow you to do it on the Buffini program. It's normally $495 and we were doing it at $395. So yeah, but she's up north. She lives she's enjoying the snow today, probably. So we'll try to figure that out for you, Zoe, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe we need them.
Yeah, we should go north. There you go.
I'll do the group in the north.
Yes.
I've been using this referral system for 24 years. No.
Leaf.
No book calling,
Leaf has been using this. So you've been using Buffini for 24 years. Past clients, current clients. And again, another one of our top producers pretty consistently. So does a lot. And when he's not here, he travels the world. So he enjoys his life and keeps in touch with people while he's out and about. So that is cool. Thank you, Leaf. I didn't know that. Okay. And again, you can still join. So I know it unfortunately conflicts with my meetings and stuff because today Brian is doing this over in his office. Brian is a whiz at technology. I'm fine at technology. If I learn it, I'm good with it. Trying to teach it is okay. If it's something I'm familiar with, I'm great. He is a wizard with this stuff. He really knows it. If you would like to miss my office meeting, please feel free. I record all my stuff. This is all done live. Please take your computer. He had people show up without computers. It's like, folks, this is a technology class. You're going to be working on the programs on your computer, right? So show up with that. He's going to walk you through things so you can learn these programs. We have so many tools available for you. I hope you're taking advantage of them. So one of the things with Buffini is they do have their own CRM. You do not have to buy into that CRM because you already have a free CRM. So that's up to you. We provide that to you. You have a website, the CRM and website and mobile app are all linked as a Realty One Group agent. So you can take advantage of that extra tool. Okay, so next Tuesday, I'm probably going to continue with the seller conversations. I didn't get to a few forms last Tuesday. And depending if Brian is going to do the fourth Tuesday of this month, he may not be available. If he is, I may take that fourth Tuesday off and tell all of us to go over there. And I'm going to go myself so I can see what he's doing in terms of the online training as well. We'll see if that holds true, if he's able to do that. So I am going to switch over to a couple of events coming up. How many of you need new photos? Let me ask you this. How many of you have updated your photo in Realty One Group? Because I had to pull my top producers and I love the photos in there. I'm like, wow, some people need to update their photos. So if you do not have a new photo, and if you do have one, please change the one in our system. But March 19th, Rock Title is bringing in a photographer. It's a $75 headshot. Oh, and happy hour. Hey, that's kind of cool. So to register, this was in the Tuesday morning email I sent. The link was in there. So this morning you already got this. Please sign up. Rock University has Yannick Waziak with Wazio Digital. I don't know how to pronounce that, I guess. How effective landing pages turn interest into action. So does everybody know what a landing page is, right? So you put something out there, you use a QR code, that QR code takes them to a landing page. What you have on that landing page makes the difference between whether they're staying on that landing page and clicking or deleting that and moving on, right? So they're going to talk about how to make that landing page make sense. You guys can add landing pages into your website. It's not hard to do. Okay, I want to make sure you guys are all aware of this. So, Realty One Group corporate offices right here in Arizona. We have 8 offices, right? We teach the Rev Up series. It's an 8-class series. We do it usually over 4 weeks or over 8 weeks because it's 9 a.m. or 1 p.m. on Fridays. So you can do 9 a.m. for 8 weeks, or you can do 1 p.m. for 8 weeks, or you can do it all in 4 weeks going to both on Fridays. Corporate offices, our corporate training center, which covers the other 480 offices around the world, right, has a corporate training for a new agent success program. It is a 5-week, 10-clinic course that you attend via Zoom, okay? And all of our Rev Ups, by the way, are also via Zoom. This, you go on to One University and look up the Rapid Launch is what it's called. It does cost you $111. But you get that back when you complete all 10 classes, okay? The idea is they want you committed to go, because if you sign up and you don't pay anything, people tend to just go, oh, I don't need to do that this week. Okay, not a problem. So they want that commitment, and it is for the 10 weeks. It's not like ours where you can pick it up again later. It is that 10 weeks at that time. So you need to make sure you're available for it. I just wanted you to understand the difference. You do not need to be a new agent. You can be an experienced agent and decide you want to refresh. Please feel free, okay? Both of those are available. I love it when experienced agents are on my branding and farming calls. I was not able to do the one last Friday because I was ill. So sorry about that. We threw the recording out there for the 6 people, 4 or 5 people that signed up. So, but this Friday is databases and online presence, working with buyers and making offers, right? So please join one of those if you'd like. It does, yes. So if you're doing Buffini, that would be a really good one to take a look at our CRM and learn more about it. Okay. How many of you have your fingerprint clearance cards? Awesome. How many of you, well, that was almost everybody. Should I say, has anybody not gotten their fingerprint clearance card? 2? No, 6 years. 6 years. Yeah, then no. Yeah, she's been licensed a long time. So yes, every 6 years. So I was trying to see if anybody wanted me to try and get a local pack, ship, and print is at 40th Street and Greenway. It took me 10 minutes there. It was really easy. So you have to go online through ADRE, through DPS to fill out and sign up the stuff, but then you can go get the fingerprints done really easy. So how many people read my newsletter? Anybody see this? Anybody see this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anybody worried about it? I haven't gotten any calls on it yet. I'm kind of surprised.
It restarts every year. I'm like, oh, cool.
Well, okay, so it restarts every year. That is true. This is not Realty One Group. This is the ADRE compliance update. So again, we had to put into effect to follow the ADRE compliance rules. Again, this is not Realty One Group. This is how we're going to do it, but this is because of ADRE rules. We'll go into more detail probably on a Tuesday training and tactics, but I just wanted you to be aware of that. Let me make it very clear. If you do not submit your paperwork within 72 hours, we will give you a reminder that you need to get that in, right? You have 72 hours versus per your ICA. That is not that does not constitute a written warning, because it's our 10 days that the department looks at that we have to have a broker review and sign it. So if you don't get it to me within 10 days, then you will get a written warning. Does that make sense? Right? Advertising, that would be a written warning. If you get flagged for advertising, we would have to give you a written warning if the department notifies you that there's a violation. Right? So we would then have to put the violation on there, okay? So please remember, if you're doing new graphics and stuff, or if you haven't had them reviewed, please make sure to send them our way. Big issue with groups and teams that are putting the team this size in Realty One Group, right down here, little guy. Realty One Group has to be equal to or greater than your team or group information. And I'd say pretty close on your name. Your name can't be this big. And again, Realty One Group's way down here, right? Don't just put the little logo, the one logo. That is not allowed by the Department of Real Estate, because who knows what the one logo means? Most people don't know that that's Realty One Group. Have to have the words Realty One Group, okay? All right. I'm going to throw this out here. I'm not going to go into much detail. I am just going to tell you, if you have not heard about this new consent order, we will be talking about the ABA in more detail. My comment to you today is, if you are a buyer's agent, that ABA must go with any offer you send. In fact, I think it should be your top page above the purchase offer. Okay. Why? Because the seller needs to know there's an affiliation between you and these other companies. Okay. Before they get to that offer. If you are a listing agent, we are trying to figure out how we're going to comply with the department's regulation, but the department is telling us you must have delivered the ABA before you receive an offer. Now, we're trying to work that out, because we're like, how on earth is that possible? But I will tell you that before you send a counter or an acceptance, your ABA had better go over to that other agent. Okay? We're gonna have to document that later, and we will get you the details on that. We're trying to get clarification from AAR and others. Yes.
Can you put it in your document section on the listing?
Well, technically, that's a violation of ARMLS. We are working, trying to get ARMLS to change that, because what's at the very top, Realty One Group, that cannot go into the documents section on ARMLS. So we are trying to work on that. I just want you to know right now, start using it. It needs to go out. It does not need to be signed by your client, does not need to be signed by the other people. It must be sent for disclosure. Just send it to the other agent, say, here's our ABA. Thank you. Okay? Copy yourself on it, because then you know what got delivered. You can print and load that. When we get to that point, my guess is that's going to have to go into SkySlope. It is not there right now, but just it needs to be on every file at the time that you are sending files out. Does that make sense?
What's changed? Why is it like such a big thing right now?
Well, I don't know, a $90,000 settlement instead of 650,000 that should have been used and filed against that agent. And that was for 1 year. And they agreed not to look at any other years. Now, in this particular case, the agent had an LLC that she owned, and that LLC was part of the title company. No disclosure that she was a part of that title company, and that ABA, she should have had an ABA saying that she was receiving money, right? So she got off with $90,000 in a currently suspended license, and they didn't agree not to go back over any more years to review. Okay? Any of you using joint ventures that you are a part of a title company, you better go figure out what your personal ABA is, and you've got to have an ABA. Some of you are referring the same title, lender, all that, and you're getting anything back from them, you better have your own ABA like ours, and they both have to go out. If you're getting anything in return, that has to be disclosed. And this person, that is not pretty. This is the first of what I bet will be a half a dozen to a dozen agents that are going to be hit really hard. They're already in pursuit of this.
If you could send it at a listing, like showing request.
Yep, you could.
You can send an email like.
The problem is some people just, we know people show up, and the problem is sometimes the person that's requesting the showing request isn't the person that shows it. So that becomes an issue, but we're going to work that out. You don't have to solve that problem, but if you do have a JV, please come see me. Let me see, make sure you get an ABA for yourself to cover yourself. That's really, really important. Okay. All right. Yay. We have spring training. I'm so excited. We've got, I think there are 13, 14 of us from this office. There are going to be about 50 between North Scottsdale, and our office. Now, I don't know how many of you are wearing Cubs versus Diamondbacks. We're going to have a mixed crowd there. I know that. So it'll be a lot of fun. Hope you're joining us. Anybody that would like to join us can still go on, buy a ticket. Unfortunately, they've gone up to oh yeah. Please make sure you go on Ticketmaster. The first time I went in to buy the tickets for us, I ended up on like StubHub. Out of what was the spring training venue, I clicked on something else and it took me to a different ticketing system. It is Ticketmaster. It is not $26. Oh, it jumped to 41. Oh my gosh. Okay. Want to join us? It's $41. Go buy your ticket. Let us know you're coming. Those are the lawn seats. They were originally 26 and they've gone up every week as we get closer. So yeah. And we're also going to have blankets and stuff, but please let me know you're going so I can tell you where we are. I'll send you a text message. All right. One Cares has been updated for the year. And oh, you know what? Culture. I know I'm running a little late here, but the culture, I need input on our 1 day. May 1st is our 1 day, and got a couple of people looking into places where we can go and serve the community on May 1st. If other ones have any ideas, please let me know. Okay. All right. Partnered for Success. Miss Kim. Look, my voice is seriously going. We're going to.
Last year.
It was fun.
They had a lot of different.
It was very cool. We're possibly looking at the food bank, though. They opened a new distribution center just because they definitely are getting stuff out. Right.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimmy with Old Republic. I don't have anything super exciting regarding warranty right at the moment, but I do want to remind you the North 32nd home tour that you're used to seeing, that brand, that name, it has changed. We've changed it to the Living Local Home Tour. It's zip codes 85028, 85032, and 85253 now, because that was a request from a lot of the agents that were on
So we
tour.
picked up PV.
We did.
Wow.
So our next home tour is going to be at Chompy's this week on Thursday. And then I think after that, we'll start meeting at a different location, which we will share with you once we have that nailed down. It'll be kind of fun and exciting. So look for the Living Local Home Tour, same group, same partners, same tour you've been going on for many, many years. We just had to make some changes. And so it'll be fun. So join us this Thursday at 8:30 at Chompy's on 32nd Street in Cactus. And you don't need to have a listing to join the tour. That's why this tour is really so successful,
It's a
because
great tour.
we usually have 20 to 30 people on it. So you get really good feedback from agents, which is really, really nice. So
And I will tell you that they actually have somebody doing the doorbell and they actually move.
yeah,
very
when there
quickly.
is a doorbell, we
When
do
there's
that.
doorbell.
Otherwise, someone says it's time to go, but we really do travel as a group. It's from 8:30. Usually we're done by 11 o'clock. Sometimes it might go a little bit over. There's usually anywhere between 6 and 9 properties on tour on average.
Well, but picking up PV, you may be longer at some of the.
You'll see everything from, dare I say, 450 to sky's the limit now, maybe in Paradise Valley. Depends on, if it's hyper luxury, probably won't see it on tour. As we all know, that's going to be a broker open or something. But you never know. You'll see some really interesting stuff, because those zip codes 032 and 028 are really just hot areas, because no HOA, larger lots, lot of updating going on. So it's pretty fun. It's always really interesting. So the other thing is, my territory has now doubled in size. I'm a mega road warrior at this point. So I have now got Laughlin, Kingman, Havasu, Bullhead, Wickenburg, Lake Havasu. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, it's literally a lot of road warrior stuff. So I do have a new assistant that's going to be helping me. So I just wanted to mention her name to you. If you hear from somebody named Lisa on my behalf, or Lisa maybe answers a question that you ask me via email, text, whatever, don't be surprised. I'm not gone. I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I can't do a lot of this stuff while I'm driving. So when I do stop, I might be forwarding things to Lisa to help me keep things moving. So there's that. And if you guys have any questions at all about home warranty, I'm here to answer them.
Well, and the pamphlets right there, do we have?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, I just
So-
restocked you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Is Lisa AI?
No. Lisa's a real person.
Yep.
Okay, we've got some news here for more people here. Whoops, twos, but you guys are all taller. Come on over here, Barb. So I'm gonna move that up for you. So we got you covered. Okay.
Hi. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Barb Spitzak with Epic Lending. So I'm so excited about the Buffini class starting today with the 100 Days of Greatness. So reach out to me.
Teacher.
Yay, the mentor.
Mentor.
Yes, and if you would like to reach out to me today, you have my phone number. We'd still love for you to join, even if you missed today. We're going to be doing this through June 9. So it's going to be a process, and we're excited to do it and excited to grow business, right? I would say that list and lock for our programs within CMG. What's wrong?
I can maybe. There you go. Is that the list of?
Oh, yeah. Is it blurry on the screen too?
A little, sorry.
We'll have to update that slide, but the List and Lock Later program is pretty ideal through our parent company. And people that have listings that have been sitting, this is a great marketing tool for you to use. I mean, it doesn't work for everybody, but it's only $49. I mean, it's not a very big reach as far as what you can do, but it allows you to market a lower interest rate to people that are really fighting against these new builds, depending on their concessions. So if they're giving 2% or 2.5% or 3% concessions, you can plug that number in. It's a very easy tool through my site. And you can just put the address in, put the concessions in, and it'll tell you what the interest rate you're going to be able to advertise is. And it's huge. I mean, if interest rates are 6.125 right now for a conventional, you might be able to advertise a 4.99 or a 5.25 interest rate, which grabs attention. It's just a marketing tool that I highly suggest using with a slight price reduction if your house has been sitting for more than 30 days. So maybe like a slight price reduction with an open house, all coupled together, those three things. I see a lot of people that have success with doing that. So please call me if you have questions about it. I'm happy to walk you through it. And then on top of it, if they use me as a lender, then they get an extra 1% discount on their loan. So it's a very good program. So anyway, interest rates up and down, as we've seen. They were down like the 5.99. Now they're back up to like 6.14 or something along those lines. And I mean, just hang on for the ride. We're seeing the decline, but it's still going to be fluctuating. Have a great day. And I want to introduce Tony Valdez, who is going to be sharing this office with me. He is also an Epic loan officer that has been with us for many years and is very experienced. So take it away, Tony.
Take it away, Tony.
You gotta scoot over just a little. So go right here where you can see your face. There you go. Oh, the other way. The other way. There, you were right. That one. There you go.
I am. Hello.
Hi.
Tony Valdez. I've been in the mortgage industry about 24 years. I'm primarily in the West Valley, hence the cowboy hat. And what this is essentially, my focus is primarily on education and helping realtors grow their business. I also mentor 100 Days of Greatness in Goodyear, and I'm developing one in Surprise as well, and that should be kicking off here shortly. This QR code will actually take you to a landing page that has all the classes, all the CE classes, everything that I offer is in that, and it's constantly being built out as I move forward with that. So if you have any questions at all, I'll be here as I'm learning. I guess we're going to come here, and I'm going to help support you along with Barb. And so anything that you need and want, I can start adding it to the calendar, because Paradise Valley is a ways for me, 45 minutes. So I will be doing more Zoom. People want Zoom, I can do Zoom. Especially in the evenings, because a lot of people are working now. So whatever you need, just let me know.
Awesome. I think there's another slide there for another thing that you had gave me another one.
Down or up?
The right one to go to the side.
Ooh.
Sure. You had info on, I think your.
Yes, I do. So I didn't know if it made it in there. So I don't know about down payment assistance out here in Paradise Valley, but it's available. You know that. So we use I use Home Plus as one of my primaries, Home in 5. Those are the state mandated down payment assistance programs. They don't have a lot of kinky moving parts and things like that, but they do have one thing in common, which is an extremely high rate. Okay. You're looking at an FHA loan at Home in 5 at somewhere about 7 1/8 right now. Okay. So it's free money, but it's not free money. Okay. And you also have to do what with that? You have to stay in the home for 7 years, and then eventually it gets forgiven. So one of the tools that I've used a number of times last year and this year is starting to come back out is the Hoper program. Have y'all ever heard of that? The Hoper program is an initiative with FHA and a third-party entity that will allow somebody to build in their solar into the purchase of the property. So they'll get an FHA loan, okay? They're qualified under that debt to income ratio. We do the Hoper individuals do an analysis on the property to determine how many panels is required to essentially eliminate the power in the house, so that there's no real usage of power. Solar picks it up from there. And then that's added to the base loan amount. And then obviously the payment goes up because of that. The solar runs anywhere between 30 to 35,000. It's owned solar. So that means that you have the value of owning it, and your values will go up as well. It is a long-term investment, similar to the down payment assistance. It takes 7 years to break even or to come out of that. This as well, because you're buying it for X amount, this is your appraised value. You're raising the loan amount above the appraised value, okay, about 30 grand. It's going to take a few years for you to catch up. But the beauty of it is that you get standard rates. So FHA at I did a 5.75 here. Yesterday I locked one at 5.375. So you get standard FHA rates, you get the higher amount, you get the benefit of the solar, but your payment is still less by $36.48 than if you did a same loan with a down payment assistance program
Without the solar.
without the solar. So you don't get the benefit of the solar, you get to have free money for a time, and you get to buy a house. This is just an alternative way to do that.
Awesome.
It's an alternative way to do that, and it makes sense. This is a system that I use called Mortgage Coach that shows people concretely the numbers. Most of us are visual. I know I am. I can explain it till I'm blue in the face, but until you actually see it, you don't get it. Okay. So this is something that I promote a lot, and thinking out of the box is kind of what I do. So whatever you need, just give me a call.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony, and welcome.
Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it.
Let you do that.
Bye.
Okay, let's see what we've got next here. Rock Title. Did Rebecca leave? You're up. There she is. I guess I have to come back down here. I'm too short. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Same thing, I guess, rock your listings, please reach out to me. There's a ton of listings on MLS. I know some of them are your guys's. So reach out. We're here to help with any and all marketing. Also in regards to the Popeyes that Melissa was speaking about, I can totally help out with those. I'm putting together some stuff for this section over here. I'm late this month on St. Patty's Day stuff, but I'll have some stuff for Easter, and it's gonna be cute stuff. So we can sit down and talk about pricing. Obviously, I can provide the label to you. But when it comes to the supplies for the Popeye, that would be at your guys' cost. But reach out.
See, what else do I have here?
We ran over that.
Okay.
And then the 50% for your escrow. Obviously have those remarks disclosed in the realtor remarks, so we can offer that. And we do have offices throughout the valley, so if you guys aren't happy with one escrow officer, we can probably make you guys with another escrow officer. So just reach out.
All right, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Appreciate it. Okay. Art's not here today. He's out at Glendale. Just a reminder, I do put these meetings and my Tuesday training and tactics on our YouTube channel. Just give us a day or two to get those loaded in there. I know we're just a little behind here, but I want to give you the opportunity. If anybody wants to tell buyer or seller needs, I will go ahead and share those. Yes, Julie.
I have a home listed for sale.
Home listed for sale in Peoria. 3-bedroom, 2-bath,
Just over 1,500 square.
1,500 square feet with a pool.
And it is listed at $465.
465 a week on the market. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody looking for stuff they can't find? Anybody at home that would like to go ahead? I can actually stop recording here, but anybody at home that wants to share anything, unmute yourself.